right. Well, I am barely normal, and with me today is the wonderful co-host Taebyn, and our special guest today is Hey Esker.
Hello.
Hello, Hey Esker.
Hello.
Hello. How
Meow.
are you doing, kitty?
Kitty's good. Kitty's good.
Good.
Meow, meow, meow.
Oh, that's right. You're a kitty. I forgot about
Kitty.
that.
That's
I forgot you
your
were
kitty.
a kitty.
Mhm.
Oh,
And your name is Hey Esker with an exclamation point.
It is. My first name is Hey. And the
Hey.
reason is because I'm bad with names. So,
that's a good reason. I like it.
so you can just call me Hey You or whatever.
So when someone says "Hey," you turn around.
Exactly. That's exactly how it's supposed to
And
work.
so that means you never really want to go to a farm because there's just too many people around saying, "Oh no, get that hay for that horse." Oh hey, no, there's that bale of hay is needed for anyway. And then you're just running all around because you think everyone's talking to you, but they're not.
Well, my fursuit maker is You Puffin. So it's
That's
hey
true.
So Hey You, is kind of like combines the two.
It's
Hey,
nice
you puffin.
combination. Hey you puffin.
Hey, you puffin.
Hey You.
Well,
Puffin.
Well,
Taebyn,
hi.
do you have questions that you would like to ask our guest?
Yes, I do.
Well, then you better get to it.
Get to it. And hi. I mean, hey.
Hi, Hey.
Hey.
Hey, hi.
My
Hey,
name
hi.
is Taebyn. I'm a pup bark bark. And I think you actually already knew that somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a previous life.
Possibly.
You were a dolphin and you I don't know. But anyway, hi.
What is a Taebyn?
What is a Taebyn? I think that is the question that has no answer. That I don't think we even want to explore that. That sounds crazy. But so my first question to you, if you dare answer it.
Yes.
Okay, you do answer it. Okay. Or maybe the
The
answer
answer
to the
is
question
10.
is yes.
The answer is 10.
The answer is 10.
It's always
I know. I see
always
what
10.
you did there. I see what you did there. Because from Get
Yes.
Out the Float,
From the Get Out the Float, everything was 10.
was 10.
Yes.
So shout out to all you furs. If you haven't heard our live broadcast from Get Out the Flow 2022, you can check that out. And you can hear all about the number 10. And Ash Coyote was there, and she knew about the number 10. So do that. Anyway, so Kitty, when did you join the furry fandom?
Oh, the origin story.
Oh, my cow.
I had a car, because I'm kind of a car fur, though not a performance car fur, the quest for the more environmentally friendly car fur. But I had diesel vehicles for a while because I was running vegetable oil and biodiesel in these diesel cars.
Oh.
And
that wasn't decent.
it was
Never mind. No, I tried.
it had all cars have a VIN number, even diesels.
Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. You're lucky that 100 shot of Nas didn't blow the welds on the intake.
Oh my cow.
Oh
You
my
just did
cow!
a
Vin
thing.
Diesel numbers.
You
Yes,
did
all right.
a thing.
I'm trying. I'm on. That's definitely a Taebyn joke. I'm sorry. So I ended up upgrading from a 2004 to a 2015 TDI diesel. And this 2015 was wrapped up in the Dieselgate scandal, which if you're not familiar with the Volkswagen Dieselgate scandal, they produced way more pollution than they're basically lying about their emissions, which is like against the whole spirit of why I was driving a biodiesel vehicle to begin with. Anyway, they ended up buying that car back for more than I paid for it, and I was in limbo, and I'm like, what am I going to do next?
Was that Limbo, France?
Yes, it's where all the cars
Okay,
are from.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Cars
I'm
are
up
made.
on this.
Cars are made there. They're dug
That's
out
why
of the
you
ground.
were in limbo.
So I came across. I was looking at a Chevy Volt, and I wanted to watch a review, and I came across a Transport Evolved, silly little review of the Chevy Volt with Queenie Deerheart out of suit, and
Oh, I know Queenie. Okay.
yes, it was Queenie. And have I actually ever heard their persona spoken out loud? It's Ryken, Yiken, Jiken. It's
How
one
do
of
you
those.
spell it?
Riken.
RJ.
RJ. I can. Okay.
The R is probably silent.
Yeah, so it's probably. Well, anyway, they're probably gonna hear this someday, and they're gonna be like, I totally said it wrong.
He still said it wrong.
And they were in a partial and listing off this, and I'm like, what is this? What?
Oh, you didn't even know what's going on.
No,
Okay.
no, I didn't even know what's going on. There's a costume performer reading the list of the specifications of a Chevy Volt.
Okay.
And I'm like, and I was very confused. And then the term furry came up somehow. I don't know if it was in the video or in the description or in a comment. And then I just went down this YouTube path of yeah. So that's when this was like January of 2017.
Oh, okay.
So then I discovered furry YouTube and just got lost in that. So
nice.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of discovered it. Joined. Maybe that could be my first con, which would have been Anthem Northwest 2017.
Ooh, very nice.
Very
nice.
Wow, it's very nice.
I was working remote a lot. I was a trainer and a professional services engineer. I would do IT consulting for our product on site at your company, and I was spending a lot of time in Dallas. So
my company? I didn't know I had a company. No, but you were in Dallas for an IT, for it.
Yeah, so I ended up flying to Anthem Northwest in Seattle, even though I lived in Portland at the time, Portland, Oregon. I flew from Dallas Friday night, went to Anthem Northwest, and then I flew back to Dallas Sunday night. And
oh, wow.
So that was my first.
So you worked in Dallas, but lived in Portland?
Yep. So it's
That's a crazy kitty.
Yeah, travel kitty.
Travel kitty indeed. And how was that experience for you?
Oh, it was amazing. It was wonderful. Like, I was in my 20s. I was a part of the rave scene of Portland. So I lived in a warehouse in downtown Portland with 10 other roommates. And
it's downtown Portland, so that's not a big apartment there.
It was in the Pearl. Yeah, it was before the Pearl was all fancified. And so I loved electronic music. I used to, throw these big big, like 100 people, because it was kind of a small warehouse. So the raves at the con were also amazing. And I was like, I discovered a way to let go and just kind of dance to the electronic music DJs at furry conventions now. So that was nice. That was like a new discovery of something to enjoy, get out and dance.
And a connection to days past.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice. Very nice.
I keep thinking about how could I do like a live electronic music set at a FurCon someday, but I need some collaborators.
Well, we might be able to help.
We'll put you on some electronic drums.
Oh, there you go. So that's where it began and how it started. So you're a kitty. How did the kitty arrive into the scene?
I think it's because I've always been a cat person. And I had a 20-year-old gigantic fluffy Maine Coon.
Oh, wow. Really? That's an old kitty.
Yeah. No longer with us, but I just enjoy cats. So it was kind of like, It was kind of a natural calling.
Mm-hmm.
The kitty within exuberates the fluff among the other kitties, and I have no idea what I'm talking about, so we'll just move on.
Well, you're not a kitty expert.
Idea.
You're not a kitty expert.
I'm not.
No.
I am not an expert.
He just likes to chase the kitties
Mm-hmm.
as being a dog.
And they get scared. I don't know why they get scared. I'm just trying to teach them to chase their tail and give them little
You just
pet
want to
skis
play.
and stuff. I just want to play. Oh, and shout out to you, Hey Esker, because going back to Get Out the Float, you were also on the podcast at Get Out the Float. I think that's why I brought it up, because you were there, but I didn't get around to saying that. So anyway, moving right along. Hi. Oh, so barely ask this next question.
Well, I was going to say, so So you went through Anthro Northwest as your very first con. So who was your very first fursuit hug then?
Well, that's a loaded question. It was Taebyn.
Oh my cow! I was wearing a suit. That's crazy because I only wear suits to fancy dinner, so that must have been a very fancy time. But I'm glad I could be your first thing that hugged you.
You were hanging out in the lobby, and I can't remember the name of the other person who was there.
Oh,
But-
is it a kitty?
No, they were like what do you call like crows and ravens? Are those corvids?
Sure, we'll say that. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. We'll say they're corvids. Why not?
They had like a jean jacket on and pants and gigantic, beautiful like raven wings.
Oh,
Wow.
and I don't-
Why don't I remember this?
Yeah, and it was just the two of you, and I was like, "Hey, this is interesting. This is kind of cool."
Interesting what's happening.
so Taebyn, did you just like run up and tackle him and give him a hug, or
I'm pretty
did he come
sure
over-
that's what happened because that's what
Okay.
I do.
Yeah,
Okay, I would figure that would be the way it happened. Yeah.
yeah. Out of suit, I'm pretty shy, so I was probably acting very shy. But
Did I tackle you?
no, there was no tackling.
No.
I
No
did
tackling.
not. Wow. That's
Was there any tickling? That's what we want to know. Was there tickling? Not just tackling, but tickling.
It was
No
just
tickling.
a welcome to Anthony Northwest hug. It was
Nice.
Oh,
All right.
right, because
Perfectly
I was
simple.
one of the greeters.
greeters.
that
Yeah, you
year,
were in
and,
greeter mode.
I was greeting things that arrived, and you were a thing that arrived, so I greeted you.
Did you carry a card with you, Taebyn?
Like to J.C. Penney or
Tick 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 tick. No, like so that you were a greeting card. No.
no?
No.
I think
No.
I was waiting in the hall before I gave that mark. Oh no!
Oh.
Oh wow!
Oh well.
Do you do the sound effects in post?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
There will be crickets. There will be
Okay,
trains.
okay.
There will be whistles. There will
Oh
be,
yes, all
I
that
have
stuff.
I have
goes in
soundboard
post.
effects going on in my mind, and I'm just curious if
Yeah.
that.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
It'll
yes,
be
yes,
interesting to see if those in your mind match up to what actually happened. So, oh yeah, I was thinking that exact same thing, like all the crickets, because Taebyn said something.
Yep.
So, Barely,
Yes.
could you ask the next questions, please?
Well, certainly. So you, Hey Esker, are a dancey fur, correct?
Yes. Yep.
You
That-
dance. Okay. So, have you done any competitions?
I have. That was like the thing that I did at cons. So on top of discovering furry YouTube, there was I discovered the dancer furs of YouTube, and that was kind of
Okay.
my corner within the corner, my sub genre within the genre of furry, and kind of went crazy with it. Like again, I was traveling a lot. I was spending lots of time in Airbnbs and hotels, and so I kind of turned learning how to dance into my like exercise plan. So it was basically just
nice.
learning how to dance from YouTube instructional videos with the goal of commissioning a fursuit and doing dance competitions. So
Wow. So you didn't know how to dance before,
no. Mm-mm.
other than typical white guy dancing, just
Yeah,
moving your fists back and forth. You know?
Maybe some ballroom dancing when I was in college, but other than that,
Yeah, ballroom dancing doesn't translate well to competitions. 'Cause-
not-
unless it's a ballroom
Unless
competition.
it's a ballroom dance.
Then that's totally different.
Yeah.
That's the new ballroom competition at the next BLFC.
that would
There
be
you go.
that would be
Can't wait to see that.
interesting.
Yeah.
So I just started like every night I would come back to my Airbnb, and I started preferencing Airbnbs because I would look for Airbnbs that were like condos with cement floors that I could stomp around without disturbing anyone.
Nice.
And, I would come home from my consulting work or come back to the Airbnb from my consulting work. I think I would like nap from 6 p.m. to 8, and then from like 8 to 1 a.m. I would just
Oh wow.
wow.
do training videos and practice. And,
I like how Barely and I were both at the same time. Oh wow! What's this?
so
That's a commit, man.
I
That's
think so.
that's-
yeah,
yeah.
and
Have you done dance battles or just the competitions?
I've done both. So
Oh, okay.
It's kind of weird. I enjoy the choreo, like creating the choreo, like and participating in the dance competition and selecting the song. I also like collaborating because some of the best dance videos on furry YouTube were collaborations for real and fraternity and a lot of those collabs. I would love to do, like, over time someday I'd like to get a bigger collab going where there are like 4 of us or whatever, because you can do some cool things. But so I enjoy the dance comp act of the choreography, but I think I'm better at the dance battles because I can read.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
freestyle.
so I can read beats pretty well and I have pretty good timing, and it takes me. I get up to speed pretty quick on what song is coming at me.
And you've won some, like you've placed in some of these things.
Yep, yeah. The one that surprised me the most was BLFC 2019. My first and only BLFC so far was 2019, and I came in second in the dance battles.
Nice.
Wow.
Very nice. Very
And
nice.
first place was Impulse. Impulse was first in my competition.
Yeah. So you battled against Impulse and in the final round. Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Very good. Yeah.
And they're really good, and I knew they were gonna like totally stomp me, but they're fun. I mean, they're just fun. So
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, it's not really the winning. It's that winning lets me do it more, which is fun. So it's like, I get to do another round.
All right.
And then what's the word? Choreography? No, the word is
Choreography.
collab. I knew it was
Group collab. Okay.
Yeah, group choreo
and
or group
you've
collab.
done collab stuff in competitions.
Yeah, there was. I did a group comp at ACFI 2019. And that was not for competition. That was just, I think, what do you call that? An exposition, like a non-judged.
Yeah.
And just because like it was super silly, I was able to pull in some non-dancers that were willing to learn over. I wrote the choreo, recorded their piece out of suit on a video, and then I sent it to them to practice.
Oh,
And then when we met up in San Antonio, we were like practicing in their living room because they were local. So that was kind of fun. And then for that exposition, I built this like gigantic silly foam guitar for like a guitar solo that was part of the song. so like we did our choreo, and then I while the other 2 dancers were taking the spotlight, I kind of snuck out to the side and then like bursted in with this giant foam guitar. It was kind of funny.
Very nice.
So it was a lot of fun. And then
Extravagant.
And then in 2019 at Anther Northwest, Kip and I collaborated on a choreo that was awesome. We came in first in that competition. So
I remember that one, and I remember thinking that you both were just really, really great in that. So shout out. All you first need to go to his YouTube, which we'll talk about later, and find out where you can see that. Very cool.
Yeah, and that was, Kip and I got together like 4 times over the course of 6 months. So they were...
Was Kip local to you, or did you have to like meet up somewhere?
At the time, he was in Seattle, so I would go to... I would go up to Seattle for one, and then the next one he would come down to Portland, and so we just kind of alternated whose turn it was to go up or down for practice.
Very nice. So you must have done that over quite a long period, well, quote unquote, long period of time then.
Yeah, I think we started in April and we met three or 4 times. So
and then
maybe
A&W
3
would be November. So that's quite a bit. Yeah.
And the song was great. Yeah. I always liked Daft Punk, and it was the Pentatonics a cappella version.
Yeah, that's right.
Of like a mashup. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, very nice. Cool. Very nice.
So was 2018 the year of the infamous escargot pun?
Or before that, have you battled with me?
I battled with you many times, I think. At least 3, I think.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Or 2, maybe just a couple times.
Just a couple of times. And for any that's wondering, yes, Kitty always won, because this pup just flops around and fluff and stuff. But I wanted every furry to know how wonderful and amazing Kitty is with that. And anyway, now, sorry, back to Barely.
Oh, the question about the pun, the escargot pun. So my first commission was delivered September of 2018. So that pun was going to be the dance comp of 2019 for Landia.
Okay. Ah.
So that
all
was
right.
a post BLFC. I don't have enough time to do any good choreo. I'm just going to try something and
Wing it?
Yeah, wing it. It was choreoed sort of, but it wasn't well practiced. But
It was loosely choreographed and poorly practiced. But did you place when you did that?
it was like an honorable mention, which was
Oh, okay. Well,
it's like
so there you
yeah.
go. So now you know
yeah.
not to wing it.
I went and looked at your YouTube to review the horrible pun I did, and it was bad. It wasn't as long as I remembered it, but I think it's because in mine and everyone's mind, when you remember it, it's like way stretched out because it was so extremely bad. And so I'll tell you what it is. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's stupid. And I want to tell you. So, I was co-hosting the dance comp with Coy's Raccoon. And, I'm making puns about everyone's name and everything. And then Kitty's like, he's up next. And I'm sure he's thinking, okay, what is Taebyn going to do to my name this time? Oh, my cow. Anyway, I say I'm going to bring out our next dancer and everything. And then say, hey, Coyce, in France, they have automobiles. And he's like, yeah, they do. And I'm like, yeah, and if you put a snail on an automobile, you can watch the escargot. And it was horrible. And you can watch the video, and like the entire crowd is just like, oh. And then they make the sounds, the do, and the horrible sounds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't feel too bad. But then, how did that? No one knew you were coming up or what your name was. So I said, but that means that we can welcome Hey Esker. It was stupid. Anyway, I thought I'd relive that for you.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Well, it's like a fish story. It gets longer every time you tell it, right?
It
That's
kind
right,
of
yes.
does. Just like anything I say.
But
yeah.
when you're on deck backstage, you typically aren't paying attention to the MC or whatever. You are kind of paying attention to the sounds of the crowd, because a lot of time that's your cue when people clap, for you to head out there. But to hear the like collective groan was like, what's going on out there? Is something up?
They just like introduced me, and they're like, no, don't.
So
oh, that's fun.
So yeah, it's more the crowd reaction that you're hearing before you run out there.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could put you in such a great mental state before you got out, and I'm also sorry about that.
Oh, no, it's all fun. It's all for fun. It's all for fun. So yeah.
And you did
cool.
do a good job. As I say, watch your thing and did a good job and everything. Yeah. So speaking of cons, how many cons a year do you typically participate in?
Maybe not. It's not a huge amount. Maybe 3 per year. Like, typically it's cons that I can get into dance comp. So, because that was my thing. So, like, I was always telling myself, you can't go to Anthrocon unless you can get into the dance comp. So you have to be better. You can't go to MMF unless you get into the dance comp. So you have to be better. I guess BLFC was the exception. I thought about doing a dance comp for BLFC, but again, BLFC has a lot of really great talent. So it's a really difficult.
Hard to get into finals.
Hard to get into finals. FC, I was really surprised that I got into the dance comp the first time.
That's right. Nice, yeah.
So yeah, FC, I've been in the 2 times I went, I was in dance comp. One group collab with Ignition.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Was the last one I did. That was 2020, right before COVID. So yeah, that's kind of it was for Landia and Anther Northwest and FC. And BLFC. But now, BLFC's schedule has been all over the place.
My Lord, I know. No, don't get me started. Oh, my cow.
It's so disappointing.
Yeah. And Anther Northwest was kind of all over the place.
It is so disappointing. Beverly and I were just, sorry, but I have to say, because you just said that, and it's true. Beverly and I were just talking about today about how, like, they are all making FurCon so much harder for everyone to go to.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily their fault. It's the situation that we're in. So,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my cow.
I mean, I guess it's good that the schedule for Anthro Northwest changed to January because I'm actually going to be out of town for the next 3 weeks. So I guess I'll get a go. But now it's squished up against FC. So that's like
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of
it's like back to back with FC.
Like
so that's
literally back to
yeah.
back.
So it's like
Yeah.
a 2 week, or sorry, it's kind of a 2 weekend kind of time off situation. But
yeah. And especially if you're driving, you have to drive from Seattle to San Jose.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Wow,
whole.
that's
that's a big thing.
Yeah, so and I like them for different reasons. Like Anthro Northwest is like my home con. I'm a volunteer for the dance comp now, so I'll be helping backstage. Though I'm trying to get, I'd like to do the judging in fursuit, but we'll see if I can convince Rin to let me be a judge.
To do that.
And then I like FC because it's just such a fun party. It's like I go to the party floor and I just dance and dance and dance. So it's just like a fun.
Yeah. FC is a party con for sure.
Yeah. So
definitely.
But yeah, ACFI was kind of a one-off because I knew someone there, and another fur was out of the country was meeting up at that con, and so it was kind of like
just
one
worked out that way.
Yeah, and then we ended up doing like that group dance comp expedition thing, which was kind of fun. So I can't really judge it because I did the dance events, but I ended up getting a cold.
Oh no.
So I was stuck in my room most of the time for that one, but
I know how. That's no fun.
Taebyn knows how that goes.
I do. Oh my cow. That's like the worst.
yeah, but it had a good vibe. I enjoyed my time down there. So.
Good. So now that you've been to more cons, what do you like to do other things besides the dances, like panels or just hang out or blah?
I do go to some of the panels. I'm trying to think. See, it's been like
some time.
COVID kind of it paused everything, and then I stopped dancing over COVID, so I'm so out of practice that it's just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's like starting from scratch again.
Scratch with your little clawsies.
I feel like Anthro Northwest, I've been a volunteer for the last couple times, so it's been it's been dance events and volunteering. It's just
you don't have much time to do anything else.
And then so it's just kind of running back and forth between those two roles, and then the weekend's over, and you're like, oh, okay.
Okay, that happened. Right. So this could or could not be related to furry or dancing or stuff in general. What is the most dangerous thing you have ever attempted? Besides allowing Taebyn to introduce you to stage.
Well, yeah, I did do a sailboat race from Washington to Alaska in a tiny boat. So that was like a 27-foot sailboat. There were 3 of us. And you're not allowed to have an engine on board. So it's not that you can't use your engine, it's that you can't have it on board, which...
Could you have cowboys on board?
Cowboys? Maybe.
Yeah, cowboys and engines.
Oh, no.
I got it. I got it.
No engines, but you can have cowboys.
Nope.
I want to mention to our listeners, the reason we're asking this question is because when we were talking with Hey Esker about being on the show, he gave us his currier vitae of all of the things that he's done in his life. And there is a number of very interesting things, and we're going to talk about those. And so that we kind of got into this with that one question, the most dangerous thing you've ever attempted. So on the sailboat, was it bad weather, good weather? Did you have like danger?
It was mixed. So you can't have an engine. I fitted rowing oars to the sailboat, which rowing a sailboat kind of sucks.
Well, yeah.
Some people build pedal drives systems, which are more complicated, but they're more effective and easier to use. So yeah, we had some interesting weather that we had to run away from. Like in the Hecate Strait was run away very slowly. Sailboats don't go very fast.
More like a slow jog.
There was a gale outside, not the kitty, but the wind. So, going into shore, we're rowing because we couldn't really sail into this little inlet that we were trying to get into. So we're trying to get into the Commando Inlet. It's in the middle of nowhere in the Inside Passage of Canada. We just wanted to wait out this storm.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little dicey, trying to anchor without an engine inside of a small inlet thing, and doing shore ties and putting anchors down and stuff. And so that's seemed fairly dangerous. My gauges are always skewed because I just see something like that and be like, oh yeah, let's go do it.
Oh, I see. So you don't have really much of a baseline. It's
Correct.
just
Yeah,
kinda-
my gauge is
Okay.
my gauge is broken on danger gauge.
I see. I mean, it sounds danger to this pup right here, I must say. Yeah.
But day 0 was crossing the Strait of Juan de Fuca between Washington and Canada up to Victoria, and we actually had a pretty good storm. It was 30 knots gusting to 35 knots, which is about 32 to 38 miles per hour. Big seas, lots of competitors capsized. There were multiple Coast Guard rescues from the U.S. side and the Canadian side. Some people weren't prepared. And
Don't do that. I mean, you should be prepared for something like that.
Well, yeah, a lot. Some competitors thought like, oh, this is the first leg. I just have to make it to Victoria, and then all those projects that are pending, we get 4 days in Victoria before the big race starts. So they misjudged their preparedness just for that first crossing.
I see.
They lost before they even started, so to speak.
Yeah. A lot of them were experienced kind of adventurers that just kind of got into some bad choices. So
and how did you find out about this? How did you get hooked up with that? Were you a sailor beforehand, or were you just like, another YouTube thing, and all of a sudden I'm going to do this?
No. I picked up sailing like 12 years ago. So then,
okay.
I did go out and look for a boat for this race. I was like, oh, I need a specific kind of small, affordable ocean-going vessel that could, 2 to 4 people could do this crazy race.
Mm-hmm.
It's run by the Northwest Maritime Center out of Port Townsend.
Oh,
And,
okay. That's in Washington.
Yep.
I'm proud of myself. I knew that somehow.
And so that I'd say that was pretty dangerous, but it was still a lot of fun.
So that was a big race to Alaska thing.
Yes, it's called the Race to Alaska. Yep.
It is actually called the Race
Yep.
to Alaska.
Yep.
Oh,
And you can go to art.
And did
that
you
makes
win?
sense.
It's a race to do. So there are prizes for coming in first and second. So first place is $10,000 nailed to a piece of driftwood. And and typically if you're going for that prize, you're spending way more than that on the equipment to the boat.
I
And,
would bet. Yeah.
So it's kind of like the 10K covers some of your equipment.
Some of it, yes.
but not all of the driftwood.
Yeah, you get the driftwood to burn for heat or something.
Yeah.
I think one year the winner was a catamaran, a carbon fiber catamaran that 2 or 3 people did it in dry suits in 3 days nonstop. Like they just went all out. There was no inside.
Oh wow.
There was no inside cabin. They were exposed to the elements all the time. They had nowhere to go but the outside.
So if you did it, then it wouldn't be a catamaran; it'd be a Hey Esker Moran.
Oh,
True. What time of year does that race take place?
June, mid
Okay,
June.
so it's fairly warm. Not really hot. But, yeah.
So to answer your question, we came in. What did we come in? We came in 10th. So
Okay.
so out
out
of like 37, I think. So
that's not bad.
so that's not
actually
bad. And we were like we were the third monohull to finish.
Okay,
So
which means one.
one hole. Yep.
One hull, yes. For our furry guests, one hull.
And I guess if it's not a catamaran, it's a
Doggerman?
Doggerman? Pupperman.
Well, they call it a sloop. So would it be a sloopy?
Sloopy?
I don't know. That's like, I'm with that. I'm good with that. Very good.
Hang on, Sloopy, Sloopy, hang on. Hang on, Sloopy, Sloopy, hang on.
Okay.
Go. So, Speaking, unless you want to ask Barely.
Well, no, I was going to say, so other things that you've done,
Yes.
you told me that you went to the South Pole. Now, there's not a lot of people that go to the South Pole.
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
is.
So
I haven't been to the South Pole.
it's been 10 years, but so I do IT work around network engineering, and I was at a wind turbine company, Vestas. They're the largest wind turbine power generating company on the planet, and I was doing some work for them. I had a friend. We were talking about how I wanted to go to the South Pole for the centennial, which 2011 was the 100-year anniversary of Roald Amundsen discovering the South Pole for Norway, which was a new country at the time, a new-ish country, and it was a really big event for Norway. So it was like the
I love the fact that he discovered it. Like it was never there.
No, it was
before.
never there. Well,
It's like all
I've
of a sudden-
discovered the South Pole. Look at me.
Discovered
Yes.
for humans.
Look at this. I discovered a Tesla outside. I'm going to claim it for myself.
Yeah.
I discovered it.
There you go. I think so.
stumbled upon it through.
Stumbled upon.
And,
Yes.
and
yes.
in that case, it wasn't a loose turpine. It was a wind turpine.
No. But moving along. So, so obviously you got to go to the South Pole, and you were working on were you there for the centennial?
I was. So it turned out.
Okay.
It turned out like to go there as a tourist was like $60,000. So my friend, my friend that I was working with said, "Oh, I've been there. I've worked there. Would you like to get paid to go there?" And I was like, "They don't need network engineers at the South Pole." It turns out they have 3 of them. Not the South Pole, but on Antarctica, 1 per base. So it was like, okay, let's do this. And
Nice.
so I applied. I got the job. I then inspired the person who inspired me to quit as well. So she was like, I haven't been there in a while. I miss it. I'm going to go down there and work again. So fast forward 8 months, her and I are just sitting across from each other in the same job titles, but at the bottom of the earth.
Nice.
So, you know,
Who would have thunk it, huh?
yeah, it's just kind of funny. But yeah, the centennial was kind of a big deal. You know, there were lots of tourists that skied in and flew in, and the Prime Minister of Norway came down and visited with his entourage. He's kind of badass. Like they dropped him off 30 miles from the base so he could ski to the actual South Pole.
So he
It's
could
like,
ski to the...
Nice.
Wow.
yeah, like what president can just like, drop me off in negative 40
Not
and
many.
you know,
I
and
wouldn't-
I'll ski in I shall ski in myself. So
That's right. So, was there wildlife down there at all?
no, not at the South Pole. It's just surface.
No
surface.
penguins?
You know, it's 300, 400 miles from the coast and never gets above like +9 Fahrenheit.
Oh, okay.
So
No penguins?
no penguins. There are penguins in
Yes,
McMurdo.
Oh, did you see any, like, do they really, like, slide down on their little tummies because it's all cute?
Sometimes they do, yeah.
Sometimes, oh, that's
When
so
I-
cute. Oh, I love it.
When I saw emperor penguins, they were just chilling out there like they owned the place.
Hanging out.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
Because they do.
Yeah, because they
Like
do.
any
So
good
yeah,
emperors
we're
would do.
we're intruding on their territory. So
Our media person, Ziggy the Meme Weasel, lives in Chile, and we never realized that Chile was so close to the bottom of the earth, and they have penguins in town.
oh
Just
yeah.
emperor penguins walking around their
I
town.
was surprised to hear that. Right. Did not expect that.
Well, it's like the town I live in now on the Oregon coast. We have city deer, so deer just kind of wander through the city. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It is not kind of fun. Don't do that.
No, kind of funny. Kind of funny.
Oh, funny? Well,
Well, you
I
wake up.
beg to defer, Mr. Kitty.
Well, you wake up, you look out your kitchen window, and then you have like 5 deer, and just standing 2 feet away from you.
And they're all eating your blueberries.
Yes.
Well, Taebyn wakes up and looks out his window and sees half a dozen turkeys. So
Half
that's
a dozen,
what he
more
doesn't
like,
like.
multiply that times 6.
But the
Well, you've got Thanksgiving coming up. You just shoot one and eat it.
There you go. Well, I think shooting it is fine. Eating it, I hear it's like the wild turkeys are not very good. So we can stop at the shooting and just leave them there.
All right. Yeah, I like wild turkey. It's a good drink.
oh
Yeah. Oh, anyway. So
Um,
now are you working on now? I'm reading your Cura Vitae again. Is it a renewable ocean energy? Is that what you're working on now, or something you did before?
So I'm kind of working for a stealth startup that is in the renewable energy business,
Okay.
having to do with the ocean. So hopefully, like in 9 months or so, I'll be able to talk about it more. But it's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
But it's harnessing the power of the ocean for good.
Very for good.
For good as opposed to for evil.
Or evil. So that's there's very interesting things that are going on there that hopefully in 9 months we can hear about.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's a pregnant pause.
Yeah.
I see what you just did. I just got that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. I am so proud of self. So, do you have any aspirations or dreams?
To make it into the MFF dance comp.
Actually, I'm not surprised. I should have guessed that. Actually, that's great.
The problem is I have to start from scratch because when the pandemic
been a
hit,
while.
I was unpracticing kitty. So
So you're not going to try it for this year.
No.
Like in a few months,
So-
you're not going to be ready.
no.
So I'm guessing then that competition to even get into the competition is pretty steep.
Yes,
For
and
MFF.
even the
guess.
dance battles you have to try out for the dance battles, and
You even have to try out
Really?
for the
Yeah.
dance battles.
Yeah, like
wow.
MFF, Anthrocon, and FWA are all very, very, very good.
Oh wow.
And you have to try out for those battles. So and they if you watch them, they're freaking amazing. So especially FWA battles are pretty cool.
Wow. I'm going to have to go watch me some battles from those places. Now, I don't know if I've seen them. I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
So the most important question, what is your favorite plushie?
Well, that had to be a kitty, of course.
Well,
of course.
yeah. Do you have one of these favorite kitty plushies?
I don't, surprisingly. I know. I have to
Well.
change that.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Did you get a plushie from Get Out the Float?
No, or they're no,
Yeah,
I
there
didn't.
were plushies
I
there.
didn't get one. No, I didn't.
Oh no.
They had they weren't kitties. They were like sea dragons and stuff.
Sea dragons, but they were still a plushie.
They were, yeah.
Get Out the Float I lost half a day because I've been working so much, just being around where I could just chill in a hotel room for 4 hours was kind of a nice
I
little
see.
vacation. So I think Saturday I just slept a lot.
Nice.
Or no, maybe it was Friday that I slept a lot because the fursuit parade was Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
let's see. But our live podcast was that Friday morning or Saturday? That's Friday.
It was Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were there for that. So you must have gotten up for us and then went to
Yes.
sleep.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Kitty.
So I missed the
amazed.
fursuit games because I was sleeping.
Sleeping.
But I did.
That's
I
okay.
did get up for the live podcast. That was a lot
You know,
of fun.
Yes, you did.
missed. You should actually be happy you missed the fursuit games because I was running it and emceeing it and stuff, and I made those poor furs work too hard. But they got so much exercise. So actually, be glad you didn't.
And
The only two incidents they had with people getting dehydrated and overheated were at the fursuit games. So we'll just say that.
And
yes.
that was totally my fault. I take full responsibility on that. I have to.
and I had never bouncy castled, or I guess bouncy boated in this case because it was a pirate ship in fursuit before. It's really hard.
Did you try it later?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I got my bounce in.
In the obstacle course that I don't know why my puppy brain came up with it, but I had furs do things in both the bouncy ship and the bouncy castle thing. So that was probably shouldn't have done that. But now I know.
But 5 minutes of bouncing around, I was dead. I mean, yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
But the parade was awesome.
The parade was awesome.
Yes.
I agree.
The weather was perfect.
That was
It was
amazing,
absolutely
wasn't
perfect.
it?
Yes.
It was just the weather was great.
And it was hit or miss. We had no idea.
Yeah, the parade was great. When we took a left, I was on the right side of the street, so I was kind of pawing at business windows and waving at patrons of businesses.
Oh, nice. Oh, that was when we like kind of
Yep.
split, and we
Mhm.
I led him up left, and then you went up right side.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah. So
Yeah,
we were covering both sides of the street. It was a lot of fun.
nice.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really great. It was lots of fun. Yeah.
So, what kind of social media do you
Yes.
have, and where can we find that? And what can we see you doing on social media? Anything?
Oh
Fun and
gosh,
exciting.
I'm probably the most active on Twitter.
Okay.
So I'm at Esker Cat is my Twitter.
At Esker Cat.
Yeah.
At
Okay.
Esker. So A-T Esker.
ESKERCAT.
At,
Yeah, at sign.
The at sign.
Yeah,
I
yes.
got okay.
Yeah.
Or the cat sign.
Yeah, in this
Oh.
case, the cat sign.
Cat sign. Cat sign.
I can't sign
Esker
the papers
cat.
because I have pauses.
Yes. So, you don't have a YouTube channel where you posted all your dances and stuff?
You do.
I used to. I guess they're dated. They're kind of dated right now. But I did do some dance videos. One of the times that Kip and I met up to practice for One More Meow was our group name.
That's right. Oh,
Nice.
it's so
I
good.
love it.
It was.
Where did we go? Was it Bremerton? You take the ferry across to. There was a little gathering at Bremerton, and
Mhm.
Tails was there with their camera equipment, and they offered to do a recording. So I was like, "Oh, that's cool. You're like totally awesome, and you're a great videographer, and I need to come up with a choreo in like 5 minutes." So I had to like.
No
So
problem.
I'm in the
right?
back. I'm in the back seat of the car because Kip, he's doing like a video for Kip down at the marina that he had ready to go. So I'm in the back seat, like, scrolling through my Spotify, like, oh, what can I dance to? And so, Kip and I ended up doing a little group ad hoc dance down at the marina in Bremerton, and then I did
Nice.
one just myself. So that was kind of fun.
That's
and
kinda cool.
did I put that up on my YouTube channel? I don't know.
I
It's
think you did. I was looking at your YouTube today, and you have some good stuff there. All you first need to go see Hey Esker's YouTube.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough subscribers to have a custom URL, though I think they're allowing custom URLs now for low subscriber count folks. And, there's some videos for fur grounds, and I did a little dance video when we visited the Alvor Desert, which was amazing. We took a little vacation down to the Alvor Desert, which is always fun. Southeastern Oregon, if anyone wants to go visit it, it's amazing. Bring your bikes. It's neat to bicycle out in the desert at sunset.
And you have your Furlania 2019 dances on there. I think you have another dance comp on there. I think.
Yeah, the One More Meow was actually there were a couple that was done by Kajani.
Oh, okay. Kajani
So,
Lion.
Yeah, so if
Great
you
guy.
do
Yeah.
if you do like Hey Esker One More Meow, you can find his video,
Nice, nice.
and so that's where that video is.
Nice.
And
All
you
right,
know,
cool.
I just realized just a little bit ago. So Kip, that's the fox that co-MCs the FC dance comp.
No, that's KIIT.
Oh, so Kip, I've seen him somewhere else though. No?
All right. Well, you can figure that out later.
I'm so confusey pup right now. Anyway, you did that, and that's amazing. And all you first need to go check out Kitty's video and see these wonderful dances that he's done.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I don't know when I'll make some more. It's been so busy.
Oh, you'll make some
Out of
more when you
practice.
start getting back into it again. You'll make some more. We know you will. We have faith in you.
We have faith in the kitty.
Faith in the kitty. So before we split and let you get back to your, I guess it's past to your cat nap time, so you'll probably have to take a little cat nap when we're done. But is there anything else that you would like the furs out there to know about you?
I'm always into discussing ideas around collaborating on a dance comp. So if
Nice.
you're getting into dancing and you want to try out for dance comp, or hit me up. I'm also on Telegram. I think I'm at Esker Cat on Telegram, so I can always chat on there as well. But yeah, thanks
Cool.
thanks for having me. It's been fun.
All right.
But one last question,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there it is.
but I'm gonna let Barely ask it because this is
That's
I want him
10.
to ask.
The answer's 10.
Okay.
It's 10. Yes.
The answer's 10. That's right. How many zeros are in 10 billion? 10.
10.
Okay. So we always ask our guests for a parting shot or words of wisdom to the fandom. So do you have any parting shots or words of wisdom that set you apart and above all other furs in the fandom? No, I don't want you. That's not that big of a deal.
I'm not out for the clout. Maybe be kind. You know, we're in some interesting times, and
Very much so.
and
Very much so.
I think that's one thing that draws me towards the furry fandom is kindness and many different ways of thinking and experiences, and so.
All right.
Very nice.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. It's been great having you. It was great meeting you at Get Out the Float, and we're so happy that you agreed to come on the show. It's been a while since we've had a guest, and so it's nice to have a guest again.
Oh, excellent.
And hopefully we will see you at a con again.
I believe I'll see you at A&W.
Yep, I
Kitty.
will be at A&W. I will be helping out with the dance comp there, and also on the dance floor at the evening
Nice.
party. So
Yeah. Taebyn, are you going to be in the dance comp?
I am at the moment. I'm emceeing the dance comp at
Oh,
A&W,
well, then you
so I
shan't be
will
dancing
sort of-
then.
Nice.
Well,
Yes,
although
okay.
last A&W, I was did both. Like, oh well, Esker, you were there.
Yes.
Because I was emceeing it, or no, that was a dance battle. I was emceeing it, and then all of a sudden I was dance battling with Kitty, and it's a lot of work to both MC and like participate in the dance battle at the same time. So we'll see what happens.
You did good. And
Well, thank you. You're so sweet.
And to answer the FC question, I would like to go to FC. I have a ticket. The hotels have not launched yet. But
Right? I know.
but-
Yeah, right.
so it all depends on the hotel. And I'm about to jump on a sailboat for 3 weeks to help a friend get his boat from New Caledonia to Sydney. So I feel like I'm gonna miss when the
Wow.
hotel drops. So
Um,
so we'll see.
Well, you certainly are a kitty of the world. You travel all over
I
the
know,
place
right?
and do all sorts of exciting, extreme, strange things, and that's very fascinating. I could spend hours just talking to you about all these different things that you're doing. So, but we don't have that kind of time here on the show.
We're good.
So hopefully we can chat when maybe we'll go have a drink or something at a con we're out together and talk about all those things. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Taebyn, do you have anything else to say before we let Hey Esker get to his catnap?
Well, Kitty, yes. Like Burley said, it was really great to have you on the show. It's been a while, and so thank you for being our first guest in quite a while. And it's been really great talking to you, and I can't wait to hug you with posies again someday in the next few months. So until then, have a wonderful night and day and all your things.
All right. Thanks a lot, Taebyn. Thanks, Barely.
Nope.
You bet.
Bark.
Oh, wow. That was one. He is one amazing fur, I have
He's
to
got
say.
a lot of
That's
things, I tell you.
a lot of things. I don't know how he finds the time to do all of that. I mean, that's great.
And you know, a lot
that's
of
crazy.
guests we've had are like, how do these furs have all this time? But yeah, he's done. I mean, of course, I've known about his Dancy fur and everything for, several years, but I didn't know that he did so much other cool stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
Who would have thunk it?
So
You just never know until
Who
you get.
would've
You
thunk
never
it?
know until you get them on your podcast that they do these
that's
other things.
right. That they do these other things. It's incredible.
And
Well, I think with that, we should wrap up our show and thank our listeners for tuning in to this spotlight on Hey Esker. And if you didn't know Hey Esker before, you do now. So make sure when you see them at a con, give them a big old kitty hug and don't pull their tail because they don't like that.
No, they don't like that. But he's very, very nice, very open to kitty hug, I'm sure. As you heard him talk, he's kind of got a nice soothing voice too.
He does. He sounds a lot like TikTok. When he first came on, I thought
That's right.
I was like, wow, you sound almost like our good friend of the pod, TikTok.
Well, and one's a dog and one's a kitty, so maybe they should know each other. I don't know.
Who knows? All right. Well, with that, friends and furs, thanks for tuning in. I have been Barely Normal, and
I have been and still am Taebyn. I'm a pup bark, and thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed listening to Hey Esker. And until next time, have a good night Bark, bark.
Barely Fur Casting is an Injured Nerve studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and their guests, and no commercial compensation was granted. The Furcast is produced, recorded and directed by Barely Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by Barely and our associate editor Rain Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music, as well as some interstitial music, was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezerbeak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music by Shane Ivers through silvermansound.com, Gator Tots on soundcloud.com, and the YouTube Free is Library. Social media presences is maintained by Ziggy the Mean Weasel. Transformation Station is written and directed by Lux Operon with Rain Raccoon and is edited by Rain Raccoon. If you would like to send us a message, you can do so via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFT Chat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. You can help support the show through donations at ko-fi.com/barelyfurcasting or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.